Mic check, 1, 2, 3.
You're good. Thank you.
One.
Putting
Sit
people
to
on the
me.
spot. But then when they do it back.
RJ, turkey or tamales?
Both.
Apple pie or pecan pie?
Both.
Mashed potatoes or mac and cheese?
Oh, mac and cheese for sure.
Well, just like I want to know more about RJ's Thanksgiving traditions, we want to learn more about what you do and how you celebrate with your family.
That's right. Send us a video with your favorite Thanksgiving Day tradition. That could be tamales, turkey, whatever. Watching the Cowboys game, it's actually one of mine. That's one of my favorite things I used to always love doing with my family, especially my dad. He's a big Cowboys fan. So send those videos in and we will share them on KSAT News Now.
Good morning and thank you for joining us on KSAT News Now. As you know, it's our bite-sized digital newscast, and now we're streaming Monday through Friday right at 11 a.m. And we saw RJ there, but joining me this time around is KSAT producer Priscilla Carmen. Good morning. Thank you again for joining us. Another Girl Power show.
Girl Power. Good morning, guys. RJ will be back tomorrow, but today we have a special edition of his very own stick figure sports.
I'm excited for that one.
We're also going to be talking about a tragic situation during a Christmas parade in Wisconsin, the U.S. Supreme Court on the abortion ban, and talking with a local restaurant that's recently relocated. But first, it's so
a little
cold
chilly.
outside.
You've been freezing. She's been trembling here in the studio, but out there it's also chilly this morning. So we're bringing in Sarah. Good morning, Sarah.
Hey guys, good morning. Yeah, and happy week of Thanksgiving, right?
Happy Thanksgiving
a lot of
week.
people starting to prepare, the food. If you haven't started thawing your turkey yet, maybe a little bit behind there. But do you guys have any good Thanksgiving plans?
I'm off, so
Oh,
I'll be
nice.
sleeping in.
Same, sleeping in, and then of course just making side dishes because
Okay,
we're going to
cool.
my sister's. So
I made yesterday, okay?
I
had a little Friendsgiving with some folks from my church group, and I made enough sweet potato casserole for 50 people, but this was not just any sweet potato casserole. It was
The works.
It was a bourbon sweet potato casserole with candied pecans and bacon pieces sprinkled on top. It was delish. I have to just toot my own horn there.
So as I later found out, she brought some for the GMSA crew yesterday,
did.
and then I got here a little too late, so I wasn't able to try, which is my favorite, sweet potatoes.
Oh man, Alicia, maybe I'll just have to make you some
Please.
just for you. Well, yeah,
request.
speaking of Thanksgiving, I thought it would be fun to talk about Thanksgivings in the past 50 years and some weather extremes that we've experienced during Thanksgiving Day. Thanksgiving's an interesting holiday because the date always changes, right? So that's why I only went back 50 years. I could have gone back
Only.
more.
Only
I could have gone
50
back more, but it would have taken a little bit more work. So let's talk about it, okay? So the coldest Thanksgiving ever. Do you want to take a gander at temperature? The coldest
Oh, temperature? I would say 45 degrees.
21.
Oh.
Priscilla wins.
Did you?
It wasn't 21, but it was 25. Okay,
Oh,
25
wow.
degrees on the morning of Thanksgiving in 1975. We got down to 25 degrees.
Oh
So,
my
all right,
gosh.
rainiest. What do you think has been the rainiest Thanksgiving? Like, as far as rainfall amounts go?
Oh, amounts? Rainiest, I don't know, 2 inches, 3 inches?
I'm going to say 6.
Actually,
inches?
in the last 50 years, the rainiest we've ever been has only been an inch and 39 hundredths of an inch of rainfall. November is not really a super rainy month, so we often don't have those huge rainfall totals, daily rainfall totals like what we see in the summertime. So we are expecting rain on Thanksgiving, though, so stay tuned for that. And then the warmest, we got up to 83 degrees both in 1973 and in 2010, which isn't all that warm when you think about it. But
Texas
it's warm,
standards.
Yeah, Texas standard and warm for November's standards as well. So let's talk about what we can expect this Thanksgiving. We are going to be seeing a cold front moving through on Thanksgiving Day in the morning hours. And so right now we do have a 60% chance for thunder showers, especially during the first part of the day. We should be seeing that rain clear out of here in the afternoon, but I know that will put a damper on some folks' weather plans and outdoor Thanksgiving plans, but we'll be able to refine that timeline a little bit closer to Thursday, so stay tuned for that. Temperatures will only be in the 60s, and then for Black Friday it's going to be breezy and cool. A high temperature of only 61 degrees on Black Friday itself. Until then, until Thanksgiving Day, yeah, there's a little twerk in turkey. Know that we'll have low humidity today and tomorrow. Humidity will be back on Wednesday with some morning showers in the mix possible. And then we'll be looking at that chance for rain to increase on Thanksgiving Day itself in the morning hours as we see that front move through and temperatures will take a tumble. So that's a little Thanksgiving history for you and a forecast. Thanks for having me on this morning, Alicia and Priscilla.
Yes.
Thank you.
All I can think about is that shivering turkey. That's what I feel like right now. I'm very
And
cold.
on my mind, the
Cold in the
twerking turkey.
newsroom.
The twerking turkey.
Twerking turkey.
Thank you, Sarah.
Sarah.
All right, continuing with the news for today, at least 5 killed, more than 40 injured during a Christmas parade in Wisconsin, in a Milwaukee suburb.
Yeah, that's the city of Waukesha. Investigators say the suspect may have been fleeing a crime scene before he plowed into the crowd. Right now, no one has been arrested, but last night, investigators were questioning one man who they are considering a person of interest.
As of this morning, that person has not been charged with any crime. The parade was being live streamed, and the moment that SUV slammed through the crowd was captured on video, and you can see it going through that street there. So you can just imagine those who were watching there, but also at home, how horrific this was, and even just replaying the video and seeing the moments leading up to it, and then the reaction of the crowd. My goodness, that's tough to see.
Yeah, and this was obviously a family event, so there were a bunch of children there.
A Christmas parade.
Yeah, so those injuries span from little kids to elderly people. So it really just, the unexpected thing, again, kind of what we're dealing with here. You go somewhere not expecting anything like this to happen, and you kind of get caught off guard. So hopefully they'll, soon find the suspect, the person responsible, and those families can get some justice.
Still a lot of questions there, but moving on to Texas abortion law. We've been talking about this, following this since the start. The Supreme Court of the United States is expected to make a decision on the Texas abortion law today.
As of this morning, they have not released an opinion, but according to the SCOTUS website, it could still happen today. The High Court heard the case at the start of the month. The newly enacted law bans abortions as soon as a fetal heartbeat is detected. That's usually around 6 weeks of pregnancy, when most women don't really even know they're pregnant yet.
Yeah, this law also allows private citizens to sue anyone who helps facilitate abortions, like clinics and doctors. And this is part of what the High Court is looking at, trying to figure out who can sue who can sue to challenge the law, and whether a federal court can actually block the law from being enforced.
One thing to note here is that at least 2 of the justices have brought something up about this law. It's whether it will give other states the idea to pass laws that intrude on different rights protected by the Constitution. I know Justice Brett Kavanaugh described this particular component as a loophole that other states may want to follow. So
a lot to follow there, and we are seeing that. Again, it was expected for some announcement to be made today. We're still waiting on that. It could happen, it could not. But another story here, a temporary pandemic safety measure is now the new standard, and some may be happy, some may not. But Target announced it will keep its stores closed on Thanksgiving Day for good. Not just this year, we saw it last, but for good.
Yeah, last year retailers had to turn down the weekend shopping sprees for Black Friday to limit crowds in stores, but Americans appeared to really embrace the change. Target still had really healthy sales last year, which isn't hard to believe. You usually go in for one thing and you come out with a cart full of stuff. So while Target stores will be closed, distribution and call centers will have some staff on Thanksgiving to handle those Black Friday sales.
You are so right. I'm guilty of that. I think many of us are, which we've all attributed to those healthy sales. We walk in, I don't know whether it's for some random, like a candle or something, and then you walk out with a new wardrobe. Speaking out of experience.
Yeah, I may or may not have done that yesterday. Went in for one thing, came out with many more, but
we won't be able to do that Thanksgiving Day. You can shop online, and they already started the sales back since October, which is really early, so they keep pushing them forward, if you will. But no shopping Thanksgiving Day in stores at Target.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to wait. Well, there's a new Burger Boy in town, and today one of San Antonio's favorite burger joints is opening their newest location on the city's south side. The new spot is located at the corner of South New Braunfels Road and East South Cross Road, right off of I-37 South.
So this is giving a lot to talk about. The burger chain confirmed the news over the weekend on social media, and the people of San Antonio, of course, very excited about this. And that level of support is actually what convinced the owners to open their 5th location. Co-owner Bryce Bryce previously told KSAT that social media fan base called for this Southside location. So again, the people were heard, and now that 5th location is open as of today.
Yeah, Alicia and I were just discussing this right before the show. We both had our first Burger Boy experiences through KSAT, because the original one is right down the street. So gotta love some good burgers.
It's an easy place to go to. They're fast, it's good. And then the other thing that convinced me was that David Elder for Texas Eats, he calls it the best fast food burger in San Antonio. So I listened to him and went, and I have to agree.
Well, if you've lived in San Antonio long enough, you might also be familiar with Tomatillos, the restaurant. For years, it was located off of Broadway, not far from downtown, but they've recently moved out of their original location to 281 and Loop 1604.
So I actually always drive down Broadway. That's part of my commute, and I was surprised to see that they weren't there anymore, and it was a little shocking, but the good news, they're sticking around. So joining us now is Rick Montes. He's the owner's son. Rick, he's going to be joining us on Zoom. Good morning. How are you doing today? Well, good thing I asked. We're having some audio difficulties there. Hang with us, Rick. I think you're muted. Can you unmute yourself? There we go.
Yeah, we'll give it another shot.
Okay. All right, Rick. So with so many people knowing and loving the Broadway location, how did the decision to relocate come about?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me this morning. I don't think you heard me there a second ago, but we tried very hard to stay at the new location. Obviously, the restaurant has been in operation for several decades, and we've built quite the following of patrons and folks who enjoy the restaurant. But believe it or not, Tomatillos, the business, has actually leased that building the entire time it's been there. And the current owner decided that the building was no longer going to sort of serve the purpose of a restaurant, and decided not to renew the lease. And we wanted to continue business, so we moved to a new location that's fresh and new. And we look forward to welcoming everybody in San Antonio and beyond to join us for dinner and lunch.
Rick, so as a local, I can say that I've celebrated birthdays there. I had my college graduation at the one on Broadway. Now that you're in that new location, will people still feel that familiar feeling when they're eating inside of the restaurant?
Absolutely. I think that the feeling and the energy that folks got when they came to the old location was not so much because of the building itself, but just because of the people. We have a number of staff who have been with us for many years. We've tried our very best to bring this really down-home feeling of being open and welcome to folks. So we're gonna move that to the new location as well. And although we're in a different building, I think folks are still gonna get that same feeling when they come and visit us.
Is there anything at the new location that you think the customers will enjoy? Maybe bringing back karaoke nights, because I know that was very popular.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot about the new location I think folks will enjoy. To answer your latter question, yes, karaoke is coming back. We just opened, so we're working to get some things going with respect to karaoke and other things that we want to do at the new location. But for me, the big highlight is the patio that we have now outside. The patio sits about 130, 140 people, and it's also got a brand new bar. So folks can enjoy outside the patio. That wasn't something we had at the new location. This one, folks can enjoy the nice weather when there is nice weather in San Antonio outside. We've got a full bar, and then we'll also offer full service out there as well.
Well, that's really exciting. How long have you guys been at the new location?
We have been working to open it up since September. But the new location actually just opened last week. So for the past week, we've been welcoming customers. Things have been going super well, and the feedback that we've gotten from folks has been positive. So we're excited about that.
Well, again, thank you so much for joining us. I hope people will make it out to 281 1604 location for the new Tomatillos location. Excuse me.
Thank you. We look forward to seeing everyone.
Thank you, Rick.
All right, so stick figure sports, it is the I don't know, a segment that RJ created because we can't show highlights online. So he brought this, and now you're helping bringing it back since he's gone.
I'm helping just a bit. I did challenge RJ to a challenge, to draw off, if you will. And I think we might make it happen in the future. But now that he's gone, he actually went to the Vikings game this weekend, and he was very excited about it. So I had to honor him just a little bit, and I drew up a little something just for him. Can we see it?
Let's take a look.
There we go. So I actually learned quite a bit from this. And RJ, if you notice those two little dots that I drew, those are your dimples. So I tried to really I really tried to make it look like you as much as I could.
That is so funny.
But the one thing that I noticed was all over his postings from the weekend was this phrase, skull.
Yeah, I am obviously not a Vikings fan, so I didn't even know what that was.
Well, I looked it up because neither am I. But it basically is like the equivalent to cheers, like when you're cheersing with somebody for a beer. But it's also, I guess, their anthem. They have a whole fight song.
Yes, I did hear that.
Yes, so I had to include that in there. This is the guy that he was standing with. He was dressed in full Vikings gear. And number 22, RJ must really like you. So I had to include that on there.
I will say that so he posted his adventures of this game with his wife on Instagram. So I think it's KSAT RJ. That's where we were getting these updates. And he said that this particular person, there you go, was his spirit animal.
Yeah.
So you can just imagine. It looked like he had a blast though.
Yes, it did. And I did see on one of those postings that it was very cold there. I think it was snowing inside the stadium. So really excited for him. I'm excited to hear all about it when he comes back. And I hope that he'll frame this part of stick figure sports, maybe in his game room or something.
Because he does ask me if I'm going to frame some of the ones that he's done, probably the first one. And then David Sears was here. I'm going to frame that one. But they played, the Minnesota Vikings played the Green Bay Packers yesterday, and the Vikings won 34-31. So
not a bad trip for him. No. Not a bad way to end that trip with his wife.
Awesome. All right, so again, we are streaming Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. We also want to hear about your Thanksgiving traditions. We'll be sharing those throughout the week. It is Thanksgiving week. Priscilla, real quick, do you have a tradition that you want to share for Thanksgiving?
My mom, I'm sorry to my siblings, but my mom always gives me the wishbone. So it doesn't matter where we are, where we're celebrating, I get dibs on the wishbone.
A little family feud there. Very well. Well, we hope that you'll share those. You can go to ksat.com or submit your videos. We'll see you here tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Thanks, guys.